Please come and lie down on your mat. Have the legs long, and I'm having just a small pillow to have behind the head to help the neck lengthen and the ribs to settle. Have the arms either hands resting on the tummy or just comfortably down by your side. And then please bring your attention to your right foot, and just as the leg lies, so not trying to correct the position, but just begin to point and flex the right foot. As you flex the foot, of course, the heel lengthens away from you. As you point the foot, the toes lengthen away, move away from the head. But as you're just exploring this movement, careful to keep the heel just slightly digging in or tractioning into the mat. And then pause, do the same with the left leg as it lies. So again, not correcting the position of the foot, but just beginning to point and flex the foot. And then pause, and then imagine you have these markers on the big toes, and you begin to trace some circles in space with the big toe. So, but allowing the heels to be very much part of that movement, still keeping them slightly digging into the mat. So you'll begin to feel this little push and pull created through the skeleton and the spine. And now just reverse the direction of these circles, checking as you're doing that the jaw is nice and relaxed, that the breath is nice and easy. And then pause, bring your attention to the little toe sides of the feet, and then begin to lead the circles, thinking of the little toe side originating the movement, and then reverse the direction of these circles, still thinking of the little toe sides making the movement. And then pause, this time position the feet so that you're resting on the centre of the back of the heel, so the toes are pointing directly up towards the ceiling, the knees directly up towards the ceiling, and then see if you can curl the toes under and then release them and spread them apart. But your foot as if it's a standing foot, so you're not pointing the whole of the foot, just seeing if you can differentiate the toe movements, curling the toes under, and then really think of spreading out each toe away from each other to bring space between the toes. So just curling under and then releasing. And then bring your feet and legs together this time. So you have the feet together, the knees together, the inner thighs together. And then point both feet and keep them pointed. And then see if you can lift the toes towards the head and curl them under. So you keep the foot pointed, but just seeing if you can lift and curl the toes under, and then pause, bring the feet into a flexed position, and then see if you can curl the toes under and then extend the toes. So curling them under, keeping the feet together, the knees together, and then extending the toes. And then leave that alone. Bring both feet to standing. Bring both feet to standing, and then bring your attention to your right knee and just begin to do a small movement of the knee going to the left and to the right. Just a small movement, just enough to feel how the pressure moves to the big toe side of the foot and then the little toe side of the foot. Just feeling that shift of weight to one side of the foot and then the other. And then pause and do the same with the left knee. So just tilting it a little bit to the outside and to the inside, so you feel this shift of weight underneath the feet. And then pause, bring your attention back to the right foot, and this time could you keep the knee pretty much looking towards the ceiling as you try and lift the big toe side of the foot and then the little toe side of the foot. So just trying to keep the knee fairly still in space. It maybe will move a little bit, but the idea is to find the movement more in the ankle joint. And then pause, bring your attention to the left foot, and then begin to lift and lower the big toe side of the foot and then the little toe side of the foot, trying to keep the knees more or less organised towards the ceiling. Good. And then pause, take the right foot just a little bit further away from you. So you just move it a little bit further away from you. Not too much, the knee is still bent and the knee is still looking towards the ceiling. And then see, can you just lift the front of the right foot, keeping the heel down, and then lower it back down. So just lifting the front of the foot and then putting it back down, lifting it and putting it back down. And then lift the front of the foot and take it a little bit to the outside and put it all the way back down on the mat. Lift it high and bring it back to the middle. So lift it high, take it to the outside and put it all the way back down. Lift it high and bring it back to the middle. And once more, lift it high, put it to the outside and down. Lift it high and back to the middle. And then lift it high, still trying to keep the knee where it is. Put the foot to the inside and down. Lift it high and bring it back to the middle. So you're lifting the foot high, taking it to the inside and putting it all the way down. Lift it high and bring it back to the middle. Once more to the inside. And now this time, lift it high and take it all the way to the outside and put it down. Lift it high and bring it all the way to the inside and put it down. So once more, high and to the outside. Lift it high and to the inside, and then bring it back to the middle. And then just change the feet so your left foot is slightly further away from you than the right, still keeping the knee looking towards the ceiling. Can you just lift and lower the front of the foot a few times? So you keep the heel down, but just lifting and lowering the front of the foot. And then lift it high and take it to the outside, put it all the way down on the floor, lift it high and bring it back to the centre. So lifting it high, taking it to the outside and putting it down, lift it high, come back to the centre, and then once more lifting it high, taking it to the outside and putting it down, lifting it high and bringing it to the middle. And this time, lift it high and take it to the inside and put it all the way down, lift it high and bring it back to the middle. So once more lifting it high, taking it to the inside and putting it down, lifting it high, bringing it back to the middle. And now this time, lift it high, take it all the way to the outside and put it down, lift it high and take it to the inside and put it down, once more to the outside and put it all the way down. And you'll maybe just feel as you're exploring this, oh, there's something interesting happening in the hip joint too. Good. Now pause, bring both feet back to their standing position with the feet and knees hip distance apart. And then imagine you are lying on that clock. 12 o'clock is towards the head and 6 o'clock is towards the feet. Could you begin to press down into both feet to roll your pelvis towards the head towards 12 o'clock? And at the same time pull in that lower tummy 2 inches below the navel in particular, and then as you release the weight underneath the feet, think of pushing your lower tummy out and down towards the pubic bone. So you press into both feet as you pull in the tummy to roll the lower back towards the floor, and then you push out the tummy as you lighten the feet to help arch the lower back. So just doing that a few more times, going to 12 o'clock as you press into the feet and pull in the tummy. As you lighten the feet, you push the tummy out and down towards the pubic bone to begin to mobilise the lower back area. Good. Now pause in the centre, and then please bring your right hand behind the back of the head. Bring your right leg in towards you and take hold of the right knee with the left hand. Take a good breath in to prepare, and as you exhale, try and lift the elbow towards the knee, and you pull the knee in a little bit to the elbow, but it's more, think of today, of the elbow travelling towards the knee, and then you release the head and shoulders back down. So to begin by taking a breath in, letting the breath come into the tummy, into the chest. As you exhale, as you're lifting the elbow towards the knee, think of that 12 o'clock action in the tummy, so pulling in the lower tummy as well, and then inhale to release back down. And then one more time like this, take a good breath in. As you exhale, try and fold the elbow towards the knee, more than the knee towards the elbow, and then you release back down. Now put the right foot down, bring the left leg in towards the chest. So right hand stays behind the head and the left hand is on the left knee. Take a breath in to prepare, and as you exhale again, try and fold the elbow towards the knee, and then you release the head and shoulders back down. So today we're trying to keep the knee more or less where it is and focusing more on bringing the elbow towards the knee, and then you inhale to come back down. Now don't try and see the knee with the head and eyes. It's as you're lifting the head, for me it seems more natural to look over to the left as I do that, and then release back down. Now pause and just change the hands around. So it's the right hand on the left knee and the left hand comes behind the back of the head. Take a good breath in to prepare, and as you exhale, try and fold the elbow towards the knee, and then inhale to release back down. So just like today, keeping the knee slightly stiller in space and thinking of the elbow coming towards the knee, it means we're just recruiting a little bit more of the abdominals, and you'll feel how the weight of the back, it shifts further down as you try and bring the elbow and the knee towards each other. Now pause, and then just change the legs around. So it's the right leg in, right hand is on the right knee, the left hand is behind the back of the head. Take a breath in to prepare, so let the breath come into the tummy, into the chest. As you exhale, try and aim the elbow towards the knee, and then you inhale to release back down. So once more, take a good breath in. As you exhale, try and fold the elbow towards the knee, inhale to release back down. And then one more time, take a good breath in. As you exhale, try and fold the elbow and the knee towards each other, inhale to release back down. Now just rest the legs back down, let the arms come back down by the side, and then please lengthen your left leg. So right leg stays bent, left leg is long, arms are just comfortably down by your side, and then begin to press into your right foot so as to roll the pelvis, most of you know by now, more towards the left shoulder and the ribs on the left, rather than simply trying to push the pelvis to the left. And then you try and release the back and the pelvis back on the diagonal till your right hip is the last thing to land. So take a good breath in to prepare. As you exhale, press down into that right foot, trying to keep the knee looking towards the ceiling, and pull in the tummy so that the movement travels more towards your left shoulder or the left side of the chest, and then you let the pelvis come back down, the back come back down on the diagonal. Let's just do one more like that. So you take a breath in, as you exhale, press into the right foot so as to roll your imaginary football, you may remember, towards the chest on the left, as though it's coming to rest inside the chest on the left, and then you try and roll back down on the diagonal. Now pause, and then please change the leg, so you have the left leg standing and the right leg is long. Make sure your left foot isn't positioned too close to the right leg. You may need to take it a bit further out to the side, and then begin to press into your left foot so as to roll your imaginary football so that it comes to rest inside the chest on the right, and then you roll the football back down on the diagonal till the left side of the pelvis comes back down. So take a good breath in. As you breathe out, see if you can press into the foot, keeping the knee looking towards the ceiling, pulling in, engaging the tummy, so that the movement travels towards the right shoulder, and then you come back on the diagonal. And then one more time like this. So you take a breath in. As you breathe out, press into the left foot. Think of pulling in the tummy as you do that. So the movement goes on the diagonal towards the left shoulder, and then you come all the way back down. Good. Now pause. Bring both legs back to standing, and then fold your right leg back in towards you, and bring your right hand behind the back of the thigh or behind the back of the knee. And to the degree that you can, lift the foot towards the ceiling. So the leg doesn't have to be completely straight, but you're trying to just lift the foot up towards the ceiling. Turn your head to look towards the right. Bring your left hand behind the back of the head, so it wraps around the back of the head, so the right ear is just resting in the left fingers. Point your left elbow towards the ceiling. Take a breath in, and as you breathe out, try and bring the elbow towards the right knee, the left elbow towards the right knee, and then release the head and shoulders back down. So try not to pull the leg towards the head. You take a breath in. As you exhale, you're thinking more of the elbow travelling towards the knee than the knee towards the elbow, and then you release back down. I've got 2 more to do. Take a good breath in. You stay looking to the right as you do this, as you try and bring the elbow towards the knee, and then you release back down. Excuse me. And then one more time, take a breath in. As you exhale, try and fold the elbow to the knee, and then you release back down. Now pause, bring the right leg back down, bring the head back to centre, and this time fold the left leg in towards you. Bring the left hand behind the back of the left knee or behind the back of the thigh. Turn your face to look to your left. Bring the right hand behind the back of the head. Try and lift the foot towards the ceiling to the degree that you can, but if you need to have it more bent, it's absolutely fine. Take a good breath in, and as you breathe out, try and bring the right elbow towards the left knee, and then you release back down. So you're trying not to pull the leg in towards the head. You're trying to bring the elbow more towards the knee. It would be very hard for them to touch, so we're just giving it that direction of the elbow towards the knee. Inhale to release back down, and then one more time, take a good breath in. As you exhale, fold the elbow towards the knee, keeping the foot lifted. Inhale to release back down. Now pause, bring the left foot back down, arms just comfortably by your side, and then please cross your right leg over the left. Again, arms are just comfortably by your side, and just do a few of those peculiar 12 o'clock and 6 o'clock movements in this asymmetrical position, and then see if you can pause more towards the 12 o'clock aspect, so that, in other words, your tummy, lower tummy, is engaged to keep the lower back long. And can you keep that sense of the tummy slightly engaged as you begin to tilt the knees to the right as you breathe in? Exhale, come back to centre. So you're just tilting the knees as you breathe in to the right, keeping a sense of that tummy drawn back. Exhale, come back to centre. And you can feel as you're doing this how the weight spirals off into the ribs on the right side of the lower back moves down into the floor, the right side of the sacrum as you're doing that, and then come back to centre. And then the next time, have the head and eyes moving into the left as the knees go to the right. Exhale, come back to centre. And then one more time, knees to the right, but head and eyes to the left. Exhale, come back to centre. Now pause and change the legs so that the left is crossed over the right, across of the thighs. Again, just bring the attention a little bit to the tummy area, so you're keeping that just drawn in as if you're about to zip up a tight pair of jeans, and then begin to tilt your knees to the left as you breathe in. Exhale, come back to center. As the knees tilt to the left, it's very tempting to let the tummy push out. See if you can keep it drawn back towards the spine as you do this. And then as the knees go to the left, look with the head and eyes to the right. Exhale, come back to center. So again, knees to the left and head and eyes to the right, keeping the jaw nice and relaxed. Exhale, come back to center. And then one more time, knees to the left, head and eyes to the right. Exhale, come back to center. Good. Now uncross the legs and then fold your right knee back in towards you. Bring the right hand behind the back of the thigh once more, so just as we did. Turn your face to the right and bring your left hand behind, around the back of the head again. And this time, could you straighten to the degree that you can your left leg long on the floor? So just stretch that leg away from you to the degree that you can. Take a good breath in, and as you breathe out, try and lift the left elbow towards the right knee once more. Inhale, release back down. So again, just doing what you can. Use the breath to help. Try not to pull the right knee towards you as you try and fold the elbow to the knee. And you can even think of pressing your left leg down into the mat as you do this. And then you release back down. And then one more time, so you're trying to bring the right elbow towards the left elbow towards the right knee as you press the left leg down into the mat, and then you release back down. Now pause, just bring the arms back down by the side, and then fold your left leg in towards you. Bring the left hand behind the back of the knee or behind the back of the thigh. Turn the face to the left. Your right hand is behind the back of the head. Try to keep the left foot lifted towards the ceiling, and then lengthen your right leg to the degree that you can. And take a good breath in. As you exhale, trying to bring the right elbow towards the left knee, and then you release back down. If you want to increase the intensity of this, think of pressing the right leg down into the mat as you do that. Inhale to release back down. Good. And then one more time, take a breath in. As you exhale, try and fold the elbow towards the knee without pulling the knee in. And then inhale to release back down. Actually, let's just do one more for luck. Take a good breath in. As you exhale, try and lift the elbow towards the knee, pressing the right foot back down. Inhale to release back down. Good. Carefully bring the arms back down by the side. Release the legs back down by the side. And then just tilt both knees to the left, pulling in the tummy to come back. And then both knees to the right, inhaling, exhaling to come back. So knees to the left as you breathe in, exhale, pull the tummy in to come back to center. Knees to the right as you breathe in, exhale, come back to center. Good. Now fold your right leg back in towards you, and bring both hands behind the back of the right thigh. Both hands behind the back of the right thigh. Left leg is standing, and just see, can you bring the chin in, lift the head, and walk your hands up your leg towards the foot, but look at the tummy rather than the foot, and then walk your hands back down the leg. So again, you're trying to keep the right leg pointing up towards the ceiling. Bring the chin in and just see, can you walk your hands up the leg towards the foot? and then walk the hands back down, letting the head come back down. So once more, bring the chin in, looking towards the tummy. Can you walk the hands up the leg, and then walk the hands back down the leg? Good. And then put the right foot back down on the floor. Fold the left leg in towards you, just a little bit. Try and straighten it towards the ceiling to the degree that you can. Bring your hands behind the back of the thigh, and then just see, can you lift the head to walk the hands up towards the foot, just going where you comfortably can, and walk the hands back down. If you're managing to keep the leg pretty much towards the ceiling as opposed to pulling it in towards the head, what we're doing here, of course, is quite a lot of abdominal work to move the weight towards the middle part of the back and the ribs, to let them release down towards the floor. Good. And then release back down. Good. Now, pause. Just tilt the knees a little bit to the left again. Exhaling, coming back. And a little bit to the right. Good. And then come back. And then please roll onto the side. Come up onto all fours for some lovely cat stretches and variations. So start with your on all fours. Now, just to remind you, if you have wrist issues, you can have something folded, a mat or a towel underneath the heel of the hand. If that doesn't give you enough relief, you can do this mostly on your knuckles to help strengthen the wrists. If that's not feasible, then you can also just stay on the forearms, but ideally have the hands underneath shoulders, knees underneath the hips. Just careful to draw your shoulders away from the ears, and check that you're not just dropping the tummy down towards the floor. So you want to try and gather the ribs in a little bit, pulling in that tummy area. Take a good breath in to prepare, and then as you exhale, round the back up towards the ceiling. Try and look underneath yourself to see your pubic bone, so you're lifting the back up towards the ceiling. Take a breath in, and as you exhale, begin to lift the tip of the tailbone towards the ceiling as you just look slightly beyond the end of your mat. But careful here, you're not just dropping. So you're trying to just find this gentle lengthening in the front of the body. Take a breath in. As you exhale again, round the back up towards the ceiling. Release the head as you pull in the ribs. Inhale. And then exhale, lift the tip of the tailbone towards the ceiling. So as you're doing this extension, it's more helpful, I think, to think of lengthening the front of the body. So you're pushing the pubic bone away from you as the breastbone lengthens forward. Take a breath in, and as you exhale again, round the back up towards the ceiling, releasing the head. And then as you release, think not of dropping, but lengthening the front of the body. So you push the tummy down and out towards the pubic bone as the breastbone lengthens forward. Now pause, point the fingers towards each other this time, so you just soften the elbows a little bit. Careful to keep the shoulders drawing away from the ears. Take a good breath in, and as you exhale, round the back up towards the ceiling as you look underneath yourself. Inhale, and then as you exhale, slowly again, think of lengthening the front of the body, so you're still supporting the back. Once more, take a breath in. As you exhale, round the back up towards the ceiling. Let the head go. Inhale, and then exhale, reverse. Now pause, point the fingers to the outside this time, just to change the position, the weight going down through the wrists. Once more, take a good breath in. As you exhale, release the head. Really allow the head to release to help the back muscles to lengthen. Inhale, and then again think of pushing the tummy towards the pubic bone as the breastbone lengthens away from you. And then one more time, take a breath in, round the back up towards the ceiling. Inhale, and then exhale, reverse. Now pause. Just come down onto the forearms to give the wrists a break. Careful to keep your elbows underneath the shoulders so they're not flaring out to the side. The thighs stay vertical. Take a good breath in, and this time as you exhale, you're trying to touch the floor with the crown of your head as you pull in the ribs, pull in the tummy to round the back. Inhale and then exhale again. Think of lengthening the front of the body to bring you into a slight extension. 2 more. Take a good breath in, exhale, release the head, pull in the tummy, pull in the ribs to round the back. Inhale and then exhale, reverse. And we have 1 more to do. Take a good breath in, exhale, round the back up towards the ceiling. Inhale and then exhale, reverse. Now please come back onto your hands and knees. Take a breath in, and as you exhale, think someone has got hold of you by the front of your pelvis, and they're going to lift you up and back, rounding your back towards your heels as you look underneath yourself. And then to look forward again, think of, as you're looking forward, the tummy pushing down towards the pubic bone, so you're lengthening the front of the body to come back onto all fours. Take a good breath in, and once more again, you're being lifted up and back towards the heels as you look underneath yourself. And then you think of lengthening the front of the body, breastbone forward, tailbone moving behind you as you come onto all fours. Now stay looking forward this time, and just see if you can sit the bottom back towards the heels. So just keeping the spine as it is, and then come straight forward. And then this time send the pelvis back towards your right heel if possible, still looking forward, and then you come forward. And then see if you can send the pelvis back towards the left heel, still looking forward, and then come forward. And as that next time, send the pelvis back towards the right heel. See if you can just pause there, linger there to polish the heel, the right heel with the bottom, so still looking forward, and then come forward. And then see, can you send the pelvis back towards your left heel, and just give that a little polish with the buttock if possible, and then come forward. And then next time, send the pelvis back towards the right heel. See if you can slide that left leg back and away from you until that knee just comes to near the sole of the other foot. And then to come back, you have to lift the pelvis, the head comes straight forward, come back onto all fours, and then think of the pelvis going back towards the left heel as the right leg slides away from you. Doesn't have to be a straight right leg, and then come forward again. And then once more we go back towards the the right heel, so left leg slides away from you. And then if you need to walk the hands closer towards you, that's absolutely fine. But see, can you just wiggle the pelvis to try and find the floor just to the outside of the right heel, still looking up, still looking forward. And then to come back, it's a combination of the head moving forward as the pelvis lifts, to come back onto all fours. And then you think of the pelvis going back towards the left heel as the right leg slides behind you. And again, if you need to walk the hands in to make this more comfortable, that's absolutely fine. Try to find the floor with the pelvis, and then come back onto all fours. Good. Back onto all fours. Now pause, just see, can you keep the toes pointed as you walk the hands back so the bottom can sit on the heels. You get that lovely stretch for the front of the foot, the shin and the thighs, and then come forward onto all fours. See if you can curl the toes under, and then just walk the hands back to where you can comfortably be and breathe, to feel that lovely stretch on the toes. And then come forward again onto all fours, point the toes, to see again, can you sit the bottom back towards the heels, point the palms forward, palms face forward if possible, and then just bring the fingers to the floor in front of the knees. See if you can lean the weight forward into the palm of the hand to stretch out the palm, and then come back, come onto all fours once more, curl the toes under. Again, just see, can you sit the bottom back towards the heels to get that second stretch on the soles of the feet. Now come forward, point the fingers towards each other once more, keep a slight bend in the elbows, Careful again, you're not just dropping the tummy down towards the floor here. You want to think as though you're balancing a cup of tea on the lower back. Take a good breath in. As you exhale, slide the right hand over to the left on the floor to try and bring the right shoulder down as you look towards the ceiling. Inhale and then exhale, come back to center. And then to the other side, take a good breath in. As you exhale, slide the left hand away from you on the floor, looking towards the ceiling. Inhale and then exhale, come back. Have one more to do each side, so take a good breath in. As you exhale, reach the right hand away from you on the floor, looking towards the ceiling. Inhale and exhale, come back. And then last time to the left, take a good breath in. Exhale, slide the left hand away from you on the floor. Inhale and then exhale, come back. Please come and rest on the back once more. Rest on the back. Keep your legs bent up as you rest yourself back down. Just have the arms comfortably by your side for some pelvic tilts we're going to do. We're going to come up. So remember, it's really, I like this now, this idea of the football, rolling it towards the area of the spine between the shoulder blades. So you take a good breath in to prepare. As you exhale, press down very firmly into both feet. That initiates that 12 o'clock movement, and the challenge is to keep that curl in the spine, so you're just rolling the ball along the spine, pressing different vertebrae into the mat till it comes to rest, the weight between the shoulder blades. Now as you breathe in, careful not to push the tummy and the ribs up towards the ceiling. As you exhale, you try and curl back down, keeping the tummy engaged, keeping the tailbone curled up until the lower back lands, and then you release all the way into neutral. Once more, take a good breath in. As you breathe out, press into both feet nice and evenly as you curl up. That's it, trying to bring the weight into different parts of the spine until you come to the area of the shoulder blades. And then as you inhale, and then as you exhale again, you control the descent, keeping the tummy engaged to bring different vertebrae down. And when the lower back lands, then you release the pelvis back into neutral. Let's just do one more like that. Take a good breath in. As you exhale, press into both feet nice and evenly to curl the spine up. Inhale and then exhale, peel all the way back down and release. We're going to add an arm variation now. So take a good breath in. As you exhale, press into the feet, curl the spine up in the same way, keeping the tummy engaged. And then once you're come to the area between the shoulder blades, inhale to take the arms all the way overhead till the backs of the hands come to rest on the floor over the head. And then as you exhale, keep the arms where they are as you peel your spine back down till the lower back lands. You release into neutral, and then as you inhale, you bring the arms back down by the side. So once more, take a breath in. As you exhale, push both feet down evenly into the floor to curl the spine up. Once you're up, inhale to take both arms all the way overhead on the floor till the backs of the hands land, if possible. Now keep a sense of lengthening through the arms as you try and peel your spine back down, vertebrae by vertebrae, till the lower back lands. And then you release the pelvis as you inhale and bring the arms back down by the side. Let's just do one more like that. Take a good breath in. As you exhale, peel up, peel the spine up, pressing into the feet, pulling in the tummy. Inhale to take both arms all the way overhead. As you exhale, peel the spine back down, and then bring the arms back down by the side. Good. Now, fold your right leg back in towards you, and if you can, straighten the foot up towards the ceiling. So again, the leg doesn't have to be completely straight, but you're just trying to have a fairly straight leg towards the ceiling. Bring both hands behind the back of the thigh. See if you can walk your hands up the leg without pulling it in towards you. So your head is lifted and looking at your tummy. And then see, can you lift the left leg in towards you and then release it down to the floor to come up to sitting. And then you let yourself roll back, keep the head pulled in, see if you can control it, and the left leg comes back in. So once more you have to lift the left leg up towards the ceiling, with a swing take it down towards the floor to bring you up to sitting. Keep the chin tucked in as you begin to lift the right leg up. You let the left leg linger to see if you can come all the way back down. Once more you lift the left leg, and with a swing you throw it down to the floor to see if you can come up to sitting. Keep the chin in as you slowly begin to go back. The left leg is your anchor to control the descent. Isn't that fun? So let's just switch legs. So fold the left leg in towards you. Try and stretch the leg up towards the ceiling. Bring the hands behind the back of the leg. Keep the chin in, see if you can walk the hands up the leg towards the foot. Keep looking at the tummy. Lift the right leg in, and with a swing, see if it can bring you up to sitting. And then you begin to lift the left leg, maybe walk the hands up a little bit more, control the descent onto the back, and then once more, see if you can throw the right leg down to bring you up to sitting, and then see again, can you begin to slowly control your descent. Let's just do that once more. So you throw the right leg down to try and bring you up to sitting, and then you see, can you slowly control the descent. Now don't worry if you didn't get that completely. It's the first time we've done it in class, but it's actually a great way of, we've just been building up to really engage our tummy to help release the back muscles. But now, please come and lie on your, so I'm going to be on my left hand side. And support your head either on your left arm, or you can rest the head in the palm of the left hand and have both your knees bent up. The top hand can either be resting on the side or just the fingertips on the floor in front of you, just to give you a bit of support. And then please lengthen your top leg down and away from you so it's in line with the hip. The toes and the knee are facing forward. Inhale to flex the foot, so you send the heel away from you, and that begins to stabilize the knee. As you exhale, lift it hip height. Now, as you lift it hip height, think of as if you're hitching the right hip towards the head. So in other words, you begin to engage the waist muscles. Inhale to point the foot, exhale to lengthen and lower. So you begin by inhaling to flex the foot, exhale to lengthen and lift till it's hip height. Inhale to point the foot, exhale to lengthen and lower. So once more, inhale to flex, exhale to lengthen and lift till it's just above the line of the hip, so you feel these buttock muscles working. Inhale to point the foot, exhale to lengthen and lower. Once more, inhale to flex, exhale to lengthen and lift, allowing the pelvis to hitch up a little bit to work the abdominal muscles. Inhale to point, exhale to lengthen and lower. Going to add a variation now, so inhale to flex, exhale to lengthen and lift. Inhale to sweep the leg forward with a flex, point the foot and take it back in an arc behind you. So you come forward with a flex. Now, as you're coming forward with a flex, you have to try and keep this hip, the right hip, hitching towards the head. In other words, you're engaging your middle, point the foot and sweep the leg behind you till it just goes behind the hip. Come forward with a flex, go back with a point. Once more, come forward with a flex, and then go back with a point. Come forward with a flex. Now hold the position. See if you can lift the leg an inch or so for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take it back about halfway, and again for 5, 4, don't throw the leg, do it with control, 2, 1. Now point the foot, take it just behind the line of the hip, and again for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lovely buttock muscles, and then carefully let the leg come back down. Now these switched legs, so your underneath leg is long and your top leg can either be bent slightly in front of you or it can be long in front of you, whichever gives you more of a sense of stability. And think of lengthening your underneath leg away from you. So you keep a point, lengthen it away. So the idea of lengthening, you can feel how it begins to engage all the leg muscles, the inner thigh muscles, as though they're sucked back to the bone. And then as you exhale, just lift it, inhale to hold, and then exhale to lengthen and lower. So you inhale to lengthen it on the floor first, exhale to lengthen and lift, inhale to hold, and then exhale to lengthen and lower. Once more, inhale to lengthen, exhale to lengthen and lift, inhale to hold, and then exhale to lengthen and lower. Now we'll add a variation. So you inhale to lengthen, exhale to lengthen and lift. Now can you make 5 small circles in one direction with the leg? Good. And then reverse for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold, and then lower. Good. And then please come to lie on your other side. So support the head in whichever way offers you more comfort for the head. It can either be on the arm, a pillow, or it can be resting in the palm of the hand. The other hand just gives you a bit of balance. Keep the bottom knee bent and lengthen your top leg down until so it's in line with the hip. And begin with inhaling to flex the foot. Keep the knee and the toes facing to your forward. Don't let the toes or the knee point towards the ceiling. As you exhale, lift it till it's just above the line of the hip. And as I do that, I think of the hip, the pelvis hitching up a little bit in the direction of the head, so to engage the waist. Inhale to point the foot, exhale to lengthen and lower. So inhale to flex first, exhale to lengthen and lift, letting the pelvis hitch. Inhale to point the foot, exhale to lengthen and lower. So inhale to flex first, exhale to lengthen and lift. Inhale to point the foot, exhale to lengthen and lower. Once more, inhale to flex, exhale to lengthen and lift. Again, just above the line of the hip to engage these muscles are the ones that keep you upright in standing. Inhale to point the foot, exhale to lengthen and lower. Now we'll add the variation. So you inhale to flex, exhale to lengthen and lift. And then you come forward with a flex and you go back with a point till it's just behind you. So, and still reaching through the leg. Come forward with a flex, but don't let it dip towards the floor. Inhale to point and sweep it back in an arc. Come forward with a flex and then go back with a point. Again, forward with a flex and back with a point. Again, forward with a flex and back with a point. And then come forward with a flex and hold there. Keep reaching through the heel as you lift for 5, 4, 3, with control, 2, 1, take it back halfway, and again for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, good. Point the foot, take it till it's just behind the line of the hip, and for 5, keep the sense of reaching away through the leg, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then carefully release. just switch the legs around. So top leg is wherever gives you more stability. It can be straight or it can be slightly bent. But your bottom leg, again, you think of lengthening it away from you. As you inhale, exhale to lengthen and lift. Inhale to hold, and then exhale to lengthen and lower. So always you're thinking of length to help stabilize the knee. So you inhale to lengthen it away from you, exhale to lengthen and lift. Inhale to hold, and then exhale to lengthen and lower. And again, inhale to lengthen, exhale to lengthen and lift. Inhale to hold, and then exhale to lengthen and lower. One more before we add a variation. So inhale to lengthen, exhale to lengthen and lift. As you're holding, you're still lengthening as you're breathing in, and then exhale to lengthen and lower. Now for the variation. So inhale to lengthen, exhale to lengthen and lift. And now can you make 5 small circles in one direction? Good, keep breathing, and then reverse for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold the position, good, and then carefully release the leg back down. Please bring yourself up to a sitting position, and then just have the hands behind you slightly. The fingers are facing forward, and your feet and knees are about shoulder width apart. And then begin to tilt your knees to the left, as if your right knee is going to the floor, just to the inside of the left foot, and then come back to centre. And then tilt your knees to the right. So as I do that, I think you think of the left thigh, so it's lengthening away from you towards the floor by the right foot, and then you come back to centre. So once more to the left. Now, to help you with that, push the tummy out and down towards the pubic bone. It will help to present that right knee towards the floor, and then you pull in the tummy to that 12 o'clock position to come back. Pushing out the tummy to take the knees to the right, so that left knee comes to the floor. Pull in the tummy to come back, and then once more to the left, and then bring your right hand all the way round to the floor, to the left, onto the floor. Good. And then take the right hand back, pull in the tummy to bring the knees back to standing, and then we'll go to the left. So you push out the tummy, left hand comes over to the floor on the right. Good. And then we come back. And then we'll go to the other side again, so that the right hand sweeps around to the floor. Good. Now see if you can stay there. So the head is between the hands in space and is more or less above the left knee. Can you just think of the head coming forward in space as you lift the pelvis, so that you're presenting onto both knees, and then you let the pelvis come back down. And then we'll go to the other side. So again, you tilt the knees to the right, left hand sweeps round, and can you lift the pelvis, moving the head forward towards the left hand to help bring you onto the knees. Good. And then come back. And then we'll go round to the other side once more. So same weight to the left. Good. Can you come up onto the knees and then bring your right foot forward so it comes to rest by the right hand, and then you take it back where it came, and then back, and then once more to the other side, so the left hand sweeps round. Can you present onto the knees and bring your left foot forward by the hands, and then you go back, and then come all the way to sitting, over onto the knees. Good. Bring the foot round, and then maybe from here you can come to standing. Good. And then once you come to standing, keep the feet hip distance apart. And then inhale to sweep the arms up towards the ceiling and exhale down. Good. And then 2 more like this, inhaling up and exhaling down. Good. And then last time, inhaling and exhaling down. So give yourself a clap. It was a challenging class today, but good to practice these skills, getting up and down off the floor in as effortless a way as possible.